Good morning, ladies. So today we're going to be reviewing money. Your learning target before we start is from Module 7, Lesson 7, and it says, I can solve word problems involving the total value of a group of coins. That's that. So what I did was made a little PowerPoint for you today, and I really just want to focus on going over the coins and the amounts and the sizes and just looking over them so you really understand which one is which. So first, we have the penny, which is right here. The penny is a copper color. Abraham Lincoln is on the penny. This is the front of the penny. And this is the back of the penny. It is worth 1 cent, which it says right on the back of the penny. Next, we have a nickel, and that is Thomas Jefferson. This is the front of the nickel. You can notice that the nickel is a little bit bigger than the penny. It's also a little thicker. The back of the nickel looks like this. It also says 5 cents. The nickel is worth 5 cents. Then we have the dime, and Franklin Delano Roosevelt is on this. And that's the front of the dime. The dime is small. This is the back of the dime, and it's worth 10 cents. So it's small, but it's still worth a good amount. Then we have the quarter, and that is George Washington. That's the front of the quarter, or we call it heads. And this is the back of the quarter, and the quarter is worth 25 cents. So all the top coins on top, those are the heads. That's what we just call it. And then the back will be the tails. So that's something you can reference. So remember, you can always come back to this to help you. This is a really good visual. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to pull some down and we're just going to count them and just practice playing with money. This is just a different way. So, there we go. So you have to think in your head what one is which. And I wonder if I can write on this. I know I can. All right. You know what? We'll just do this. So this is going to be 5 cents. This, there's got to be a different way, is a dime, so it's worth 10 cents. And we want, where's the cents? Truthfully, I don't know. It's okay. We know that it's cents, so we'll just write it. We want to always label it. And then the quarter, which we went over, is going to be 25 cents. So what you're going to realize is right now we're starting with 5, then we go to 10, then we go to 25. What I really want you ladies to notice is that it's going to be a lot easier for you to add or count if you start with your biggest amount. So when we're organizing these, it's going to be a lot easier for you to start with your biggest number. So I did that on purpose. I wanted to make it so we had to reorganize them. It's going to make it a lot easier. So now I have my 25 cents, which is the biggest amount I have right now. Then I have 10 cents, and then I have 5 cents. So I'm going to do 25 plus 10, which is going to give me 35 cents. And I'm going to add 5 more to that, which is going to give me 40 cents. So my total would be 40 cents. And I would write that. just like that. Okay? So remember, we did a piggy bank last week. You can always practice with that. That's a great tool for you to use to practice if you don't have a piggy bank or just change laying around. That's fine. Draw it. Your drawings don't have to be perfect, but just make sure you're labeling. A penny is worth 1, so if you're drawing a penny, draw the circle, put a 1 in it so you know that that's a penny. Then you could do a nickel. Draw a nickel, put 1 in it, that's a nickel. So with these quarter, put 5 in it, I'm sorry, and that's a nickel. Make sure you have your values correct. Take your time when you're doing this. So this is going to give us 40 cents. So now I'm going to try to do something different. I'm going to leave those text boxes there. I'm going to put these back and let's try this again. So this is the head side. I wanted to practice with both just so you could visually see them both and be used to it. So I'm just going to erase these amounts and put them what they are. So I grabbed 2 nickels this time, so that's 5 cents, and this is 5 cents. And this dime is worth 10 cents. So again, it's going to be easier on a paper because you could just write it underneath. So you're going to do 10 plus 5, which is going to give you 15. 15 plus 5 more. So your skip counting really comes into play here, so you have to make sure you're practicing that. 15 plus 5 is going to give you 20, so your total is going to be 20 cents. So again, I know that I told you to start with your biggest number. It's going to make it easier. What I want, so say I started with my 5. I know 5 plus 5 is going to give me 10. 10 plus 10 is still going to give me 20. So no matter how you add it, you're going to get the same answer. But again, starting with that bigger amount is going to be easier. So now let's just try a few with the back or the tail of the coin. So let's see. We will do this. So just bear with me so I can get my text boxes. Oops. I'm just going to do this on top so you can see it. Okay, this is a quarter, the back of a quarter, and a quarter is going to be worth 25 cents. We want our labels there. That's very important. This is another quarter. Quarter is going to be worth 25 cents. And this is the back of a nickel. Be careful because I've seen many scholars confuse the quarter with the nickel. They are different. The quarter has the eagle on it. The nickel does not. Okay, so they're different. They're different sizes. You need to be careful with that. And this is worth 5 cents. Okay, so we're going to do 25 plus 25. And remember, we can do our song that we learned. So we could do 25, 50, 75, $1. All for a brighter choice. Stand up and holler. So we're only doing 25 plus 25. So in your brain, you could sing the song 25, 50. So you know that 25 plus 25 is going to give you 50 cents. 50 cents plus 5 more is going to give you 55 cents. So total here you have 55 cents. Now, let's try another one. I'm going to put these back. Let's get some pennies in there. Okay. I have 2 dimes, 3 dimes, I'm sorry. And it says it right on it too, actually. So these are really good visuals to help us practice. Again, be careful with your amounts. You know that we're doing it together, so once you start doing it and practicing by yourself, you need to be careful because it can get tricky. This is a nickel, and remember, I just have to add one more text box, so I have another dime, and a dime is going to be worth 10 cents, and it's not going to be 55 cents. 1 cent. That's 1 cent. I'll leave it up here so you can see it, and I'm going to put my total on the bottom this time. So 10 plus 10, and this is another good way to skip count. You're counting by tens for the first three, so 10, and 10 plus 10 is going to give you 20. 20 plus 10 more is going to give you 30. 30 plus 5 is 35. 35 plus more, 1 cent is going to give you 36 cents. Okay? So practice this at home. Try your best. I know it's a little different because just we don't have this computer, but draw it out, okay? The more you practice, the more you get familiar with it, the better you're going to be when you're counting money. It's very important. You're going to use this when you're an adult, all throughout your life. Please take your time. Make sure your amounts, what you're putting down, is the correct amount for the coin you have. So this is a dime. It's 10 cents. Be careful because sometimes they will have some heads, like the top ones, and sometimes they'll have some tails all mixed together to try to confuse you. So please take your time and work hard. I will leave you with one. Why don't you try this one? So try this one. So it's actually, I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to let you do it. So you can always pause this if you need to. And then I'm going to leave you with what do I want to do? Just so I have more room. Let's do this. So just be careful because there is 2 pennies there. I'll move this over here quick. Okay. So do this one. Again, if you have to, pause your screen. And try this one. And let me know how you do. Remember to practice. Be careful. Take your time. Go on Zern and practice. Freckle, I believe, has money as well. So have fun. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, ladies.